Hi you guys, this is Ginger Cook and I am seated on the balcony of our veranda on the cruise ship Royal Caribbean's Brilliance of the Seas. And I want to share with you the fantastic lineup we have for our Academy of Fine Art video lesson library and Wave and Water library for the month of May and part of June. And I'm just so excited about this. We've never done previews before, but John and I are more organized this time. Well, sort of, or I would have, not totally organized, I would have done this when we were still on land, but that's okay. Maybe this is more fun anyhow. So there's going to be a little sound of the ocean in the background as I tell you about our first video, which we put up this week, which was for our video lesson library, and it was the glass vase with the purple flower. Now, what was awesome about that painting was it's really a detailed 2-cookie lesson on how to paint glass. And you may have seen this before as a 1-cookie, which we did about 5 years ago when we just had one camera. Now we've got like 3 cameras and John can zoom in. Our technology has so improved that we thought it was necessary to film it again. We made it a little bit more complicated than the first time I showed you how to paint it. It's really a beautiful painting. If you haven't tried this one, I think you're going to feel fabulous when you finish it because it's really a masterpiece. And even though it's 2-cookie, it looks complicated. Don't let it throw you. I don't think it is. Now, the next painting we've got for the following week for the video lesson library is one of my favorites. Again, it's one of our old dead guys, the old EGs, and it's a French artist, and it's the painting of a gal sitting reading a book on top of a hill looking over a French village. This is a wonderful, timeless painting because if you just changed her clothes a little bit, it could be today. I mean, and wouldn't that be romantically lovely to sit there and read your book and see that beautiful countryside, which probably hasn't changed that much. And there's just a good lesson on how to do perspective, how to gauge the houses, how to different brush direction, different shades of green. Again, I think we said this was a 3-cookie lesson on that, but it's probably would be one of your summer favorites. And it goes with all our other videos we have of books and reading because, I'm sort of probably you guys know that about me. I'm a book fanatic. I love reading and painting. I love reading and painting. That's my 2 favorite things, and cruising probably. So then we come along to the next video we're going to be releasing, which was, some of you may have participated in Acrylic April, and where I suggested with photographs a new painting to try every day. And even though most of you did quick, 15, 30-minute sketches, I found that this was the most challenging video of all the ones we did. People had the most trouble with this. So I thought, you know what, we're going to do a detailed step-by-step painting on how to do this monastery with the cliffs and the ocean. It's actually a real place, and in the old days, people had to climb down those cliffs to get there. I think we call it villa on the Mediterranean. I think is what we called it. But it's really an old Catholic monastery. And I think what you're going to find on that one is that there's going to be some really great tips on water and painting rocks and cliffs, which seem to throw people off, and a little perspective on the houses. And we've included this for both our Wave and Water members and also for our video lesson library members, because whenever John and I have decided whenever there's any kind of painting with water in it, our Wave and Water people are going to get it also. So this was a really, really timely video, I think, because of the fact that it was so difficult for people to paint. And then the next painting, the following week, I'm telling you what, we're going back to Acrylic April for some inspiration. What happened was that even though many people were very successful painting the background of this painting, the flowers are what kind of stumped them. And even though this is a 1-cookie lesson, a very beginner lesson, it's really a great video on glazing. It's a great video on how to do gradations from light to dark when you're painting a background. But also we show you how to arrange the flowers, because I saw a lot of these come back and they look like you had put stars on a flag. You can't just throw dots on stuff, you guys. You gotta. There should be a planned placement for each thing. Okay, just like if.
What's the name of that one?
And this one is called the Glow. This is the Glow, and I think you're going to really love this one. And if I would suggest, even if you're more advanced than one cookie, do watch the video, because I think it will help you as far as flower placement and so forth. And there's some good glazing tips. Acrylic April was a challenge for John and I, too, because we had to come up with all these different ideas for things for people to paint, and kind of match the words that were the word list we were given. But the benefit was that we could then see what people were having trouble with. And another photo that people were having trouble with was this teapot on a wood board. People had real problems not having their teapot look like it was sliding down a wall. All right, and so we decided to do this painting larger. This is actually a very long video. And again, there's layers and layers and layers of paint on this teapot, and then again we tell you about the perspective, on how to get the perspective right so that your teapot looks like it's sitting flat on a table. So I would say this is a must watch, and I think you're going to really enjoy painting it. To get the light on that teapot was a real challenge because of the way the photograph was lit, and to have your teapot look round and yet have all these marvelous colors on it and put the flowers in it. The handle was interesting. I think this is probably going to be one of your summer favorites also. Now, coming back to, speaking of summer favorites, you know me and flowers. I love flowers. And this Paradise Park is one of my favorite summer lessons. It's got all these gorgeous flowers in this bridge. But this isn't just a painting of a step-by-step how to do flowers in a bridge. I'm actually showing you design elements. So even if you're saying, well, I'm over flowers, I don't want to paint bridges anymore, watch it. Watch the video, you guys, even if you don't paint it, because this is how to design a painting as much as it is how to paint flowers and a bridge. So this would be one that you would want to really, and I would say beginner one cookie lesson people, watch it anyway. Even if it maybe feels like it's beyond your skills, do take a moment and watch this video. And of course, every month we like to go and throw in a box of cookies. That's the, oh my God, I can't believe you asked me to paint this. And probably my favorite of the whole series is this Salamander vase with white Cherokee roses, originally done by Martin Head in the late 1800s. He was an American artist, lived in Florida. And this water is so beautiful, reflecting this turquoise background and these white roses. And his painting was very tall. And we were a little bit limited by the way we were filming it, so I kind of recropped it a bit and to paint mine. And I will say this for the Erics out there and the Andrews that paint big things, we've included the original image of his, but the video shows you, and it's quite a long video, shows you how to do all the hard stuff, how to paint the flowers, how to do the vase, how to do the water. So if you want to make it a little bigger than I did and add those last 3 flowers up at the top, make it long and skinny, this is certainly doable, and I would suggest some of you may want to try it. So again, we tell people, watch these videos all the way through, then see how it goes, right? That's can make a big difference. Now, as far as our wave and water class goes, every month we just do one a month, sometimes we'll do 2, but we do one a month. I try to come up with things you haven't painted before, because there's a lot of different ways to paint water. There's just not one way. And so the reason that we have so many different ways, and we try to go back and see how some of the old dead artists did it, is because even Fritz Thallow, who we've done a lot of his videos in our wave and water class, we've got this river that we released this month for May. Well, it's actually our April video. We just got it out a little late. And the way he painted that water is totally different than how he did any of his other water. And again, little tiny brushstrokes and layers and layers. It's an orchard by the river. This is a really, really nice painting. And even though it had an aspect of being fall starting to come, I think because of the way he painted the water and the reflections in the water and the different way he did his brushstrokes and the way I did my brushstrokes to emulate him, I think you're going to find that this is a painting that you're going to really enjoy, and you're going to learn something from this one. Maybe it's going to add to your repertoire of how you paint water. And then finally, for May, which we'll release sometime at the end of the month, probably closer to the 1st of June, be the last paint for Wave and Water, is this Sunset Beach with palette knife. And again, in the original start of our Wave and Water Masterclass with a one camera, we did a small version of this to kind of show you how you might do it, and we kind of did it with the moon, and it's kind of, I don't know, it was very different. I took that same painting and we went back and redesigned it and really focused on rocks and water and bright colors. I think that wave is breathtaking. I love how that wave came out. I think that this could be stunning as a 30 by 40. This is like definitely, if Eric is taking Wave and Water, I don't know if he does or not, but this is right up his alley. Certainly, I know this is greatly different. The colors are so much brighter. This is, I don't know, this is really a celebration of water and being on the ocean. And one of my favorite Wave and Water masterclasses, and it really shows you how to do the palette knife and how to get those bright colors. And I think you're going to love this one too. So to sum it up, the videos that we have created for our Art Academy generally are more detailed and a little more complicated than what we put on YouTube. One of the reasons that we encourage people to join our Academy is if you're a monthly or annual member, you get personal art coaching, and as you're painting along, you can send them in. Not just these videos, but your videos that you watch my tutorials on YouTube also. All these things are meant to build your skills. I'm here to help you. Even when we're cruising like this, and I'm so excited to go see the Hermitage and visit museums in Europe, get more excited for things to paint. John and I are always doing personal art coaching and working on Academy business. That's what we do. Basically, we just kind of move the office out to sea. We spend several hours a day just doing this because we love it. I love seeing what you paint, and I'm so excited to see the improvement all of you guys are making. So if you haven't joined the Academy yet, try us. You can try us for 1 week for $9.95. Just that gives you access to all the video lessons, and maybe there's one lesson you wanted to do. We're starting to add more to our downloadable library. Every week you're going to see more of those. Some of you, you live in places like Sylvia does in Australia, and she doesn't have internet. She can't watch any of this, and so we have a special setup for those of you who can't, live somewhere else where your internet isn't that good. Write us about that, because we have a special program for that where you can actually have access to some of our downloadable lessons for I think it's like 6 months or something like that. We do something like, anyway, ask us about that. We have information on that. If you want to try the Wave and Water Masterclass, if you just let us know you want it for 1 month, you can do that too. And of course, we appreciate the fact that you are part of our Art Academy. Some of you have been with us a long time, and we want you to know that we work very hard to see that your acrylic paintings get better and better, and that you would have a wonderful experience with us. And thanks very much, you guys, and we'll see you out at sea.
See you out at sea.
Well, no, and then we've got these, don't forget we're doing premieres for YouTube. Be sure to join us on all our premieres. And check the schedule on Facebook. So you want to do that too. So that's kind of a caveat, right? You got to mention that.
Caveat.
That's opposed to caviar. It's a caveat. All right. Art hugs, you guys, from Ginger and John. Say bye, John.
Bye, John.
No, John, you say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good. That's it.